little bit so you can get inside. But I'm going to protect my mushroom at the moment. There are a few others that popped over actually. They're coming out. They've been mown down on the green there. Before I tell you about this mushroom, because I've got all your attention, I'm just going to use this as another opportunity to do a bit of a plug around Brooks Active. So we're trying to get the whole of Brooks active, our staff and our students, and that's one of the things I manage and try to get people doing stuff. So who's taking part in the Workplace Challenge? A few people. Okay, every autumn we do a team Workplace Challenge, which is basically over October and November, teams of 6. You log whatever activity you do. You try to be as active as you can. You log it on the Brooks Active Workplace Challenge site, and you then get points, and we do prizes as well. Now you might say, October, November, that's my busiest time, I don't have time to be active. Well, that's exactly the time you should be active, because we know it actually will make you more productive, make you actually be able to cope with the stresses more, and you're also setting a good example to your students and actually better preparing them for the world as well. So please do make sure you sign up to that. There'll be an email coming out to everyone who's registered on the site in August with details of to sign up. Anyway, that's that little look over whilst I had your attention, because here we have a mushroom. Now I am pretty certain I know what this is. It's a bit, we're not in the best of states unfortunately, and I actually need to get it up to be absolutely certain. Now there's a lot of discussion about whether you should cut mushrooms or whether you should pull them up. The simple fact is they found it doesn't actually matter, because actually this is not the fungus, this is just the fruit, this is like the apple. This is all I'm doing by picking this mushroom, is making it a little bit harder to reproduce, but this fungus will probably live here for longer than I am alive and we are all alive. Now this is in a family that I'm pretty certain is in the Amanitas, so what I'm going to do is just going to get my knife under it, because I want to get the bottom bit up.
Does that mean you can't kill it, do you mean? It'll live?
So this isn't coming out very well, but here we go. Okay, sort of. Yeah, it's not in the best of condition because it's regularly mown, but I can see it a bit here. Okay, so so basically, I'm not killing it because this is like the apple. So the fungus, like the horse mushroom over there, you can see how big that was. Now the largest organism in the world is actually a fungus. It's the honey fungus in Oregon. It has a diameter of about 2.4 miles.
Wow.
Largest organism in the world. It's absolutely amazing. And what they've done is they've genetically tested it, because the honey fungus is actually a tree killer. It's one of the few that really kills trees. And there are a few different types of it, but Armillaria ostiae in America, in Oregon. And they've genetically tested it and found it is the same organism at all these different places they've sampled it. Now, this is, I say, I'm pretty sure this is Amanita virginata. The grey grisette is one of its names. It's one of the grisettes. Now the Amanitas, there's a couple of key identifiers for them. One of them is the white gills. Now a lot of things in nature we think of as red being a warning sign. In mushrooms, white gills are a real warning sign. There are some edible white-gilled mushrooms, but you have to really know them, because the white-gilled mushrooms contain the death cap, and in fact in this family, the Amanita family, contains the death cap and the destroying angel. And if those common names don't kind of give it away. Now, the way to do it, so partly these the white gills. The other thing, this is why I wanted to get it up, and it's come out of it not so well, but there's another one here where I can kind of see the base of it, is it comes from a sac, a vulva, an egg almost, and it will come out through that. And does anyone know the fly agaric, the bright red toadstool with the white spots on the top? What those white spots are, it's the remnants of the universal veil that went over that mushroom. So a lot of them will have these little spots on the top, and that's another thing that's quite characteristic of the Amanita family. But those spots can wipe off. So just because it doesn't have spots doesn't mean it's not an Amanita. Now this doesn't have a ring. So the death cap has a ring. That's why I know this isn't the death cap. I know it's one of the grisettes. But I also look in the edge of it, I can see some striations. And so I know this is actually one of the grisettes. Now, this is actually edible, but I would never risk eating this one. Okay, you really need to know your mushrooms before you start going. So I'm going to just give you the warning of do not eat white-gilled mushrooms. And be particularly aware of the cap. Because why? Well, the death cap and the destroying angel both contain amatoxin. Yep. We're going to have to shoot through. So what that basically does is it'll make you very ill. You'll be so sick you wish you were dead. And then you'll go to hospital, and then you'll start feeling a little bit better. And they might release you from hospital. And then 48 hours later, you go into kidney failure. There is no cure, there's no treatment, only what they can do is manage the symptoms, put you on dialysis. Now, this one doesn't contain that, but it does contain muscarine, well, some of the others contain muscarine, muscimol, and lots of other really nasty things that are going to make you quite sick and maybe have some hallucinations as well. So this is a fascinating mushroom. It's a whole range of them. And what we do often, we teach families, because once you can identify a family, there are rules that can apply to certain families. But the rules you might have heard of, if an animal will eat it, it's fine. Well, squirrels can eat death cap mushrooms. So don't take that one. But do come on one of our walks at some point and I can show you some more mushrooms, especially as we get into the spring. They're just starting to really come out now. But anyway, I'm going to leave that one back here because it's still going to, although it's not going to grow back, it's still producing spores. And chucking those spores out everywhere. I could spread it even further by shaking it as we walk down, but we have 5 minutes before we need to get back, so we're going to head back that way. And if anyone wants to ask me any questions as we go, then feel free.
Thank you, sir.